Hey, Jeff here. So it's a nice, cozy, decent Sunday afternoon. The weather was nice. Just took a walk. Took the dog for a walk. Thought it'd be a great time to do a little video. Everything's kind of quiet. People have kind of scattered to their own little rooms and their own corners of the house. And I figured, hey, let's do a quick video. Don't have anything new as far as anything has come in recently, though I did place some orders yesterday. I thought it was time to, go ahead and get a little something coming in the mail. But what I wanted to do is something I thought about doing a long time ago. I see people do it from time to time, and that is I was going to show you my 7-inch collection. Now, honestly, I don't have a lot of 7 inches. I don't have a lot of singles. Didn't really, to me, there would have to be something pretty interesting in order to buy. I'm not going to just pick up singles. It has to be songs that are maybe only available than 7-inch, or things like that. So, or things that I've just accumulated. I don't have a whole lot, but I wanted to show you what I got. And like I say, usually these things tend to be things that are only available in that format. So anyway, a couple of these. I'm going to start off with some of the ones that are actually newer. Most of these, they're kind of in order. Not really, but some of these I've shown in recent videos within the past couple months. So some of them may be a little refreshment there. Thor. So this is Energy Kings of Muscle Rock, backed with Storm Warning. And if you've watched many of my videos, I'm a Thor fan. He's that 80s rock warrior, metal avenger who has continued to put out music. And I think in one of my one or two videos ago, I showed where his new album had come out. Anyway, this goes back to the single itself just came out a couple years ago. The song Energy from here is actually from the movie soundtrack, Rock and Roll Nightmare, or it's been called The Edge of Hell, I think is another version it's been titled. But and then the other two, King of Muscle Rock and Storm Warning, are tracks that are only on here. So Rock Savior Records released this a couple years ago. They put out some compilations by Thor, and this is one of the ones they put out. Nothing special about it. I think it's just, black. And then the other one, Thor and the S-Boys. I showed this not too long ago because I just got it. It's actually a handful of years old. It's kind of Thor with some friends, and they're doing some like punk rock. Kind of fun, interesting stuff. Totally different from the Thor, metal that he does. But fun, got a little wrestling theme and artwork and everything. There were two versions of this, and this is on like a gray marble, and there's another cover, and I ended up getting this cover. So it's got artwork, and the other one I think had a picture. All right, this I think I didn't get too long ago either. Stand or Fall, Blood of the Martyr. This is a Christian, kind of a hardcore band. I would call it kind of hardcore, kind of heavy, and this does have a handful of songs. It's on clear vinyl. 1, 2, 3 songs. So again, and this came out a handful of years ago. Like, I can't recall the exact year. I'm thinking it might have been longer than 10 years ago. I think I looked it up. It doesn't seem to have a date on it, but anyway, I think it's about the only thing that I've seen that they've released. I actually had to manually add this to Discogs, so they're kind of an obscure band, but I figured I'd grab it. And that, along with this, is some stuff I got back on Black Friday sales. Eternity Begins Tonight, Ceremonial Sacred. Obviously, you can tell from the logo and the makeup that this is a death metal type band. But I checked out their stuff. I don't dig a whole lot of it, but it depends on the style, the vocal stylings for the most part. And I checked this out online a long time ago. They have a couple other albums out, and it was stuff that's up that alley of things that I could deal with. And so when this was on sale, Black Friday sale, I thought I'd grab it. It is on, I think there's multiple different colors for this one, and I just grabbed one. And again, it's kind of one of the gray marble looking. This is on Vision of God Records. They release a lot of this extreme metal type stuff. And again, it's a Christian band, Christian death type style metal. Another one in the Christian realm is Cleanse Soul, Slave to the Flesh. I I think I probably picked this up around, I don't know, maybe it was Black Friday, maybe not. I think that's when I grabbed a couple of these things that I had on my list for a while. This came out again a couple years ago. They have an album that came out, also a full length. This is colored splatter on kind of a greenish color. And it is a single, has two songs, two different songs. And I dig it. It's kind of a blues-based hard rock. Slave to the Flesh and Rain by Cleansed Soul. All right. Let me put these in this order, this way. And this way. Yeah, I don't know what order these in. All right, Dan and Bonaduce, Dreamland. This was sent to me by Scott Waters a handful of months ago, and he knows that I'm a Partridge Family fan, and he got this, and thought it would be fun to send it to me. Trying to capitalize on the fame of the Partridge Family and David Cassidy solo stuff, the record company decided to put out something by Danny. He admits he didn't sing on this. It's just somebody that sounds sort of like what you would think he would sound like. And as far as I know, the record never really went anywhere. I'd like to get the full album, but at this point, I just have this single. Anyway, it's I think this was actually a DJ copy. Yeah. It's white. Special Disc Jockey Records. Maybe it's just special for that. Anyway, it was fun. And like I said, there is a whole album out, and maybe one day I'll run across that. Scott also sent me a Partridge Family single, I'm Here, You're Here, and Breaking Up is Hard to Do. Written by Neil Sedaka, performed by the Partridge Family. Just a regular 7-inch there. I appreciate that. I do dig the Partridge Family. They're one of those interesting vices of back in the day. This I got just maybe sometime last year or so, the 77s. They're a Christian popish. Back in the day, they kind of had a punk influence, but not really. Kind of a pop punk, but not really. And again, if you've been watching my channel for any length of time, I talk about them quite often. They're doing all kinds of Kickstarter plans. Seems like one by one, almost every year or so. One of their albums has been reissued on vinyl, and so there is one in the works now. And I think I've got all of them so far. Their live album is in the works now. And what happens with this band is they put a Kickstarter out and they say, okay, we need $25,000 to reissue this record. It'll be on vinyl and there'll be CDs and blah, blah. And there's bonuses and there's your typical Kickstarter, fund things that they do. Well, for the new one, the new live album, they're like, okay, we need $25,000 to reissue this on vinyl. And then it goes and it goes and it goes, and by the time they're done, they end up raising like $60,000. Their fans are outrageous. So in cases like this, they go over, and so they throw in extra things. Okay, we're going to release this 3-song, on vinyl, and it's usually songs that have never been shown before or something from another band. We're going to put it on orange vinyl. Somehow we pressed the same ones on yellow, and we have extra ones, so everybody who bought the vinyl, we're going to send them this too. Same thing, different color. So they do this, and like on the new album, like I said, they were supposed to raise 25. They raised, I want to say, how much did they raise? 55, 65, something. They're releasing another album, a whole album on vinyl that is just a reissue of an older one. They're going to throw in this. They're going to throw in that. It's just they keep adding and adding to it. So you buy one album, and you end up getting all this extra. So that's cool. Another one that was a Kickstarter program was Daniel Amos. This was a CD box set of Horrendous Disc. They're a Christian band again. They started in the 70s, and this is one of their more popular albums. Bands like Deliverance, the Christian thrash band, they cover songs by them because they're very influential, even though they're not metal or anything. Well, anyway, when this came out, again, it went way over budget on the Kickstarter. Same group that released 77 released this. Way over. They added disc after disc after disc. They put it in a box set, bonus disc, live stuff, this stuff, that stuff. And hey, we're going to throw in a 7-inch vinyl single. So that's where this came from. It was just a add-on to the Kickstarter program. It's the song Man in the Moon and I'm going to say I Love You. Yeah, I Love You. Two of their songs. Now, way back when I first started getting into vinyl, like I guess it's been like 3 years ago or so, I was grabbing whatever I could for a decent price. And so I went and found The Crucified. Again, this is early Christian punk, hardcore punk. Their first album actually had metal feels to it at times. It was like metal with the punk, punk style over top. Anyway, so record label released this. Who is this? Vinyl Remains released this. It is like their first, one of their early cassette releases, and they put it out as a 7-inch. This is kind of a brown. It's kind of hard to tell. Kind of a brown color. Well, I bought this. I thought I wanted to have it. This is cool. I had a cassette back in the day. Well, they also went ahead and threw in a second copy, which is on a different color, red. Same album and everything, just different color. It was kind of like a sale. Buy one, get one. So I grabbed that. I think at the same time, yeah, Vinyl Remains also was another Christmas Party 2011, the Candy Cane EP. Sort of kind of along the same lines. It's got a bunch of different bands, kind of punk feel at times, doing Christmas tunes. I don't think I was familiar with any of the bands that were on here. But again, it's like some Christian indie type bands. And so I grabbed that. I believe it too is on a color. Yeah, red. So grab that. I think most of the stuff, well, not all of it. Okay. Another Christian band. This is kind of, I would call it kind of a death metal-y type band. Wicked's End. I've showed their CDs in the past when I've gotten them. They're one of those bands that I have pretty much everything by. And so I had to have this. This is actually a split single. It's got them and it's got Saul of Tarsus, another extreme type band. And again, I was like, yeah, let's go ahead and get that. It's black. And it's got a song by each of the band, which I want to say they're not on the album, but I could be wrong now. I have most of their stuff. So that was kind of cool. And this, I think, is whatever. Frost Like Ashes, Born to Pieces. Again, you could tell from the facial stuff there and the makeup that they're going to be on the extreme metal side. Rocks Records, I want to say I probably got this on Black Friday or something too. It was on sale for fairly cheap. I thought, let me go ahead and get that. I kind of dig their stuff when I've heard it. It's on a marble, purplish marble. You can see that. And it's got 2 songs. So it was one of those things where the songs they weren't on any of the albums that I've heard. Maybe I just don't have all of them. But, the price was right, so I grabbed it. This one dates way back, and the cover is gotten all messed up. Let me take it out of the cover. It's even faded some. This is Stryper's Reason for the Season back with Winter Wonderland. This is the 7-inch picture disc. There are some different versions out there. This version is black. You can see from the rim around this black. I believe there's some other colors. I thought I had a second copy somewhere, but I've had this since the 80s when it came out. I think it was 85-ish. It comes in this, but this has gotten pretty dirty. I used to have it displayed out in my music room, and it was hanging up, and it's gotten dirty. I probably really need to give that a scrub if it'll even come out. And it's got Reason for the Season and Winter Wonderland. It was a Christmas-type single, and those songs were not on any other album. They have appeared on reissues of the CD. They put them on as bonus tracks. Now, let's see. This is a more modern one, too. This is Disturbed's Are You Ready? This was given to me by Mr. Steve over there. And he sent, I'm trying to think how far. This was, I don't know, last year sometime. This was sent to me as some VCLT. I appreciate it, Steve. It was over Value Vinyl. Yeah, it's just on black. New Disturbed album came out, and the single he had bought a copy, and then somebody sent him some VCLT, so he sent me the copy that he had bought. So that's a little more modern. And now the rest of these are dating back into my days in the 80s. I'm a big Adam and Ant fan. This is from I think this might have even come out, well, around the time of his first album, Dirk Wears White Socks, which I showed recently. It's got the B-sides, Kick and Physical. Was released in the UK, I think in like 78 or 9 or something like that. I was just digging having these picture discs and putting them on the wall. Another Adam Ant. These are from the Friend or Foe album. And they always have, on these, they always have songs on the back that are, B-sides that are not on the album. So this has Juanito the Bandito. I remember buying this back in the day when this album came out, or even before the album came out, and picking these up in the record store and thinking, well, this is cool. The B-side tracks always were kind of quirky to me, but of course over the years you gain more respect for them, you start to love them. And then this one is for the Goody Two Shoes, and what was the other? Red Scab. Same album, another picture disc track from that. And sticking with the UK, we've got some Rothschild. This is Rothschild from the UK, not the American version, and I think eventually people started calling them Rothschild UK and Rothschild USA. This is the band, had all kinds of makeup, all kinds of spikes, all kinds of just glam metal, just crazy stuff, like Judas Priest with a lot of makeup. And this was a single for Do You Want My Love and Twist of the Knife. I think over the time, since I've started buying records again, I've picked up all of their records on vinyl. I think I'm only missing, they have a single and, I don't know, one or two little things like that don't have songs I don't have, but they, just have some stuff like that. So, that's literally it, 7-inch. Like I said, I'm not a huge 7-inch collector. But if it's something kind of a novelty, I'll pick it up. If it's something that's got something on it that I don't have, or maybe even a little picture disc just for the, kind of a collecting of picture discs. But I don't go too crazy with it. I know some people really collect them, but it's just something I haven't gotten into. Anyway, that's all for now. Just wanted to share a little something. Like I say, it's quiet. I don't hear anything. Everybody's somewhere else. It's quiet. It's a nice day. The weather's nice. And we're all trapped inside. But hey, we're having fun with music. Thanks a lot for watching. Rock on.